These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Jeff. You see the facts as I bring them to you. They paint a picture, they're walking you to the finish line. One of the main things I told you was after the borrowing law, Iraq would be ready to change the rate. After they finished the borrowing law, the very next level of things they talked about, increasing the change rate, that's been one of their new emphasis since last Sunday of last weekend, a week ago. And reforming the banking sector, that's great news. We're on the edge of this. All right, from Breitling, Iraq is going to add value to the currency. Who cares about how long you've had to wait? That has no factor at all in the reality that the Iraqi dinar is undervalued. They have a plan to add value to it. You should be very happy about what can happen either way, Trump or Biden. You can be confident with either or. That's it. All right, Frank26, deleting the zeros from the currency. What does that mean? It means collecting the notes that are out in the streets under the beds of Iraqi citizens, the 3-0 notes that you have. The new exchange rate also lifts lifts 3 zeros, because the exchange rate 0.00085 then becomes 0.85. Jeff, article quote, Finance Minister Ali Alawi praises the efforts of the Iraqi Private Banking Association in support of economic reform, unquote. Now they're talking about improving their exchange rate, deleting zeros, bringing forth new taxes, and reforming their banking sector. The borrowing law was the last step. They're now ready to do the rate change. That's what they're telling here. Through the past week, they put a huge emphasis on improving the exchange rate. When Iraq put an emphasis on something, it takes them 3 to 4 months. All right, Mountain Goat, we wait and listen for signs and information from the CBI. This is your only course of action, is trying to figure out a close proximity to the reinstatement time frame. We know the case can be made to look to early January 2021 for the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. There is just too much information not to go in this direction of thinking. This week's news proves that they are moving in this direction. All right, MarkZ via PDK. I am firmly in the camp that VND will revalue with the dinar. Iraq holds a considerable amount of VND in their treasury of foreign currency reserves, and Vietnam holds a considerable amount of dinar in theirs. They have intertwined themselves in each other's futures by holding each other's currencies in their foreign currency reserves. Many countries hold these two currencies in their reserves. Even the US has a lot because they know what is coming. All right, from Jeff, we're in a great position now because we're at the end. Iraq is back to the good news, the real news. When Iraq finished the borrowing law, that was the last step they needed to change the rate. They're showing you this. That's why now they've finished the borrowing law. They're talking about improving the exchange rate and performing the banking sector. All right, Breitling, question, who's going to be the next president? The policy will completely change. Even though policy changes, Iraq's agenda and what they want to do and what they have to do is not going to change. Stop living in fear. All right, Mountain Goat, article quote, customs automating our procedures according to the ASICUDA system. ASICUDA system will affect the development of the Iraqi economy. The electronic international ASICUDA system cannot work without being connected to the Forex. Yes, they can then get the rates for all currencies except the Iraqi dinar. How will the system work then? It won't, and they're stuck until they reinstate the dinar back on the Forex. This is a fact. This article is an indication to us that they're moving ahead to reinstatement timeframe and necessity to do it sooner than later. All right, from Jeff, article quote, an economist calls for the deleting the 3 zeros from the dinar to strengthen the local currency. Another good article to share with you, talking about deleting the zeros to strengthen the dinar. Notice how they use the word strengthen the dinar. I don't have to tell you, from my opinion, it's strengthening. They're telling you it's strengthening over the last 3 to 6 months. They put a lot of articles out devaluing the Iraqi dinar. Now they're talking about strengthening the dinar. Notice how they're doing this now, and they've put an emphasis on it for the past week. This article straight up tells you they're strengthening the Iraqi dinar.